Okay, welcome to the Racer X Films preview for the Monster Energy Supercross Championship in 2014. Jason Wygant, Steve Mathis here. Today we're going to talk about the rookies. There are 3 of them moving up, and this is quite historic. I know you folks think there's always fast riders moving into the 450 class, but we did some research. Believe it or not, we actually do. 3 championships in the 250 class last year have all moved into the 450 division with Will Hahn, Ken Roczen, and Eli Tomac. That has not happened since 1998.
1998, John Dowd and Ricky Carmichael, who won 2 of the titles, the East and the Nationals, moved up. So all 3 250 champions moved up in 98. Of course, only 2 riders.
Yeah.
This one is all 3 guys. Ken Roczen, let's get right to him. Kenny made a big change in his life this year, and he moved over to Florida, moved to Camp Villapoto with Alden Baker. I'm surprised he did this. I think it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work long term.
Right.
But I think it's going to work off the bat. Of course, we heard now he may be dealing with a bit of an injury coming into A1. I like this move for Kenny. It's a big life change alongside of the racing change. Last year of his contract with KTM too. Big year for Kenny Roczen.
Yeah, and I know where the concern is. Kenny was a guy that was winning nationals a couple of months ago, bragging about eating funnel cakes, going in and out, and surfing. So the hardcore Alden Baker life, it is not fun down there by any means. That's not the goal. We'll have to see if he can cope with that.
There's no roller coasters. No roller coasters in there's Disney World, not far away, but not at Camp Villapoto.
Yeah, you can go riding, but they are not rides. As for the talent of Roczen, though, I'm impressed by it. The thing that really stuck out for me with him was a couple years ago when he first came to the United States, the very first practice session of the year in Anaheim. His first Supercross race ever, he goes out there and logs the fastest lap on that very first lap. The 94 was the first one to pop up on the board. Or I guess back then it was 194. He is a fast learner. Anytime he's been in the 450 in Supercross, he's been strong right off the bat. Almost won in Seattle, almost won Monster Cup. Fast learner. If the injury isn't bad, I think he'll get good results early. Long term, though, I think you got to look at Tomac, kind of like he did in outdoors. He'll eventually, I think, figure all this out and be good for the long run.
There's no secret why everyone in the pits, if you want to talk about hype, Eli Tomac's 4-race 450 Supercross audition last year was off the charts. I think he was 2nd fastest in Atlanta at his first race.
Yeah, and I thought he could win right off the bat. I thought he could have won the race.
You were on the Tomac train.
Absolutely, I was.
So a lot of hype for Tomac when he started, and this year he's not going to be a full-time guy, like you said. I think he'll figure out. I think if you had Tomac and Roczen and there were oranges, and I think if you squeeze the oranges as hard as you can and only talent came out, I think Roczen's class would be fuller.
I agree.
I'm not saying he's better, or I just think Roczen is more talented than Eli. But I think Eli's background and his amateur success and everything, I think Eli will be a factor in the 450 class faster than Kenny Roczen.
And that, of course, leaves us with Will Hahn, who did a great job last year winning in the East.
I love Will Hahn. The media loves Will Hahn.
We do love Will Hahn. We are biased.
Everyone loves Will Hahn.
We are. We are all biased towards Will Hahn. We love the guy. But we have to be realistic about his results. I'm going to say last year's 250 East field, not the strongest we've ever seen. Not nearly as loaded as the West was. That's not me. That's not me. So I think you have to be realistic with your expectations. I think some people are almost too high on Tomac and Roczen, expecting them to win the title the first year out. I don't believe that's going to happen, but I think they'll be very good and can win races. I think for Hahn, you've got to be a little more realistic, and I think he is, to get solid finishes, try to get in that top 10. Now, I thought he'd be a little better in some of the off-season races that he did.
No? He was fine. Will Hahn, I went to Bercy this year. He was much better at Bercy on the 450 than he was the year before.
Okay.
I saw improvement from Will Hahn, and I see more continual improvement this year. He will get overshadowed by Eli Tomac and Ken Roczen, but we will see a solid, steady rider, and he's a good guy.
We do love him.
He's a good guy.
Speaking of good guys, we have one more person to weigh in. Let's send it live to Boise, Idaho with our man JT Money weighing in on the rookies.
So we have 3 rookie guys moving up. Will Hahn, Eli Tomac, Ken Roczen. All 3 of these guys are going to be in the mix, I think. 2 of them are coming off of Lights titles in Supercross last year. Tomac just missed out. A lot of expectations on them. I'm sure their teams are telling them no pressure, first year, just sort it out. But I know these guys are all winners. They all want to be in the mix, and they don't want to go out there and disappoint anyone. These are big money guys on big teams, on really good programs. So, I think that they have their work cut out for them. They're jumping into a field with guys like Ryan Villapoto and Ryan Dungey that are very established. They're complete professionals from top to bottom. So, to come out and win a title, I don't know that that's really going to happen. We've seen in the past, guys like Jeremy McGrath that came in their first year and won. I don't foresee it happening with these guys, But if they won a race or two, that wouldn't shock me either. So it's exciting time for all of us fans because we have really, really solid contenders moving into the class to challenge the established pros.
Okay, that's our man, Jason Thomas, former top privateer.
Wow.
That's how he rolls. Out in Boise, life is good.
Which is more shocking, that he's got his gear on ready to perhaps have a replacement ride?
Is that an audition tape for that? Yeah.
Or he found 2 chicks on what looks like a casting couch.
I'm sure JT would tell you that the girls thing is not even impressive. That's
right.
That's just all the time.
How he rolls.
That's how he rolls. He just gets results.
Yep.
And speaking of that,
nice gear, nice ladies, nice attitude.
At least they know that he rides. He's clearly putting that out there for them. And we'll see how much more riding he can do. Now let's get to some hardcore results. Barsha won 2 races last year as a rookie. I see no reason why Tomac and Roczen could not each do the same. Now to get 4 wins on rookies out of 17 rounds is tough. So I'm going to say total 2 wins combined by Roczen and Tomac. I think that's pretty solid.
No. Nope, I don't think so. Ryan Dungey, Jeremy McGrath, a couple of guys that have won the title as a rookie, as a rookie Supercross racer. Hasn't happened too many times. No. Barsha won a couple. It's tough. You have to get a win before you can win a title. I don't think they get wins this year, but I think they get wins in the future.
Wow, no wins at all.
No wins this year for Roczen or Barsha. I like them, Roczen and Tomac. I like them, great riders, fantastic guys. They will have many wins, but in 2014, Ryan Villapoto, Ryan Dungey, James Stewart, Justin Barsha, Trey Canard.
Every one of those guys except Barsha. Barsha beat last year to get 2 wins.
Yeah, I don't like it. Look,
you're a hater.
You have your opinion, I have mine. You don't like Will Hahn.
But, so. Well, I don't. I'm going to say right now that I would think if Hahn is getting 7th, 8th, 9th, something like that, in this field, how deep it is nowadays, you need to readjust the standards. Top 5 used to be where everybody wanted to be. I think now you've got to go top 10 or even at times, top 15, be satisfied with that.
I like Will. Great guy, as we said. I saw on my Twitter feed that someone said they think Will Hahn can get some 4ths and 5ths. I respectfully disagree. If Will Hahn ends up at the end of 17 races inside the top 10, that is an accomplishment. That is a victory for him, and he can build on that. He's going to give you his all, but he's simply not on the level of those top 6, 7, 8 guys. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, the talent level is ridiculous.
But yeah.
All right, so that's our vision for this year. Now, Steve, I'm wondering if you might have a vision even further off to the future. You mentioned something very interesting at the beginning of this segment. Ken Roczen's deal with Red Bull KTM is up at the end of the year. Okay, you have the crystal goggles on. Look into the goggles and tell me, what do you see in the future for Ken Roczen and Red Bull KTM?
It's cloudy.
Yeah.
It's cloudy.
Shocker.
But there's an energy drink war brewing.
Okay. You don't need goggles to know that.
There's an energy drink war brewing, but Ken Roczen will ride Kawasaki in 2015 as Ryan Villapoto's teammate. Villapoto, I sense, has a couple more years left.
Wow.
Kenny, yes, he loves the bull that is red, but he also is a monster, and I see that happening.
Wow. Well, that would make an all Kawasaki family down there in Florida with Cincerlo, Villapoto, and then Roczen. Maybe that's happening. If your vision's cloudy, you maybe need a better goggle guy to apply some anti-fog.
I'll tell him.
Keep that in mind. That's going to be it for our rookie preview. Keep watching here on Racer X Films. We'll have more previews of the 2014 Monster Energy Supercross Championship.